Welcome back guys, Hotty2 Scotty here, back with another Fallout 76 video. I want to do something a little bit different today. I want to actually showcase my build. Yeah, I've had a few people ask me lately about my Junkies PvP build. So I thought it would probably be easier just to do a quick video and showcase that. I will be going into, a bit more detail because just showing you my build itself, the perk cards that I use, there's a lot behind the scenes, like in terms of, the type of gear that I use and stuff like that, that synergises with my actual build. So, I will be going into a little bit of detail, but hopefully you guys won't get too bored. But without further ado, I want to split it into a couple of different stages. So we'll start off, we'll talk about my build, talk about the cards that I use and why I use them, and then we'll talk about my gear, like my weapons, my armour, power armour, and then what aid and stuff that I use as well. Yeah. Now, just as a quick disclaimer guys, I'm not, in no way, shape or form am I saying this is the best build that's out there. Yeah, there's a lot of good AC130 PvP builds, bloodied, junkies, you name it. Just this build, it works, it's logical, and it makes me a half decent PvPer. Yeah, so by all means, just take from it what you will, but this is more for the guys that have been asking me for a little bit of advice on their build, and even for anyone else that's thinking about switching to a junkies build. Especially for PvP. So without further ado guys, let's have a look at the cards. So your average PvE build, you're probably going to be running with full 15 strength, yeah? But not today. So strength is 12. Run all the heavy gunner cards, naturally. Yeah, you want to be doing plus 60% with your heavy weapons, yeah? Boost that damage as much as possible. Because that will be very, very, very beneficial along the line. 3 travelling pharmacy speaks for itself. I'm carrying a shit ton of stims, shit ton of chems. You need them to weigh less because, for any average, decent PvP battle, you're going to be using a lot. You're going to be using a lot of resources, so you need to be able to carry the resources. Otherwise, you're going to be running back and forward to your stash box every 10 minutes, and it's no good. Yeah, you need to be able to carry your shit. Perception. It's a heavy build. You don't need perception. Yeah, perception benefits you if you're vatsing, or as a commando or a rifle build. Yeah, but you need one thing in it. Probably the most beneficial card you can have there. A bit of energy resistance, because at the end of the day, what are we fighting? We're fighting Teslas, we're fighting GPs, we're fighting lasers. You want to be boosting that energy resistance as much as possible. Because if you look at everything else I've got there, nothing else there is really beneficial. Some people say Grenadier actually increases your explosive area effect. I'm not so convinced by that. If you guys have got any evidence of that, feel free to let me know. But other than that, for me, it's refractor. Endurance. Now this is a biggie, yeah? More endurance equals more HP, more max HP, yeah? Plus there's a lot of really important cards in endurance that you can see here. Life Giver, that is mandatory, yeah? You want to be maxing out your HP as much as possible. Get Life Giver, plus 45 maximum health, yeah? Fireproof. I don't see a lot of people running this, but at the end of the day, if you're able to run it, I would definitely recommend running it. Minus 45% damage from explosions and flame attacks. More so the explosions, yeah? You're getting rattled by a explosive gat plasma, explosive laser, anything explosive, you're going to take less damage from the explosive effect. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's extra resistance. Yeah, PvP is all about staying alive. Rejuvenated, again, bit like Life Giver. As long as you keep your food and your water topped up, you're going to get extra AP and extra HP. Yeah, it's a really good card. So with Well Fed, that'll give you the plus 50 max HP, and then with your water being well hydrated, that'll give you plus 50 AP regen. Yeah, very good card to have. I run, you know, I stockpile foods and purified water and shit just to keep that topped up, yeah, because you need it. And that's where Through Hiker comes in as well, carrying all that shit. Chem Fiend, not massively important. It can be swapped out, but you know, for the things that I'm taking, you know, my overdrives, my cycle buffs, it helps them last a bit longer. But when you've got shit tons like me and probably most other PvPer, you know, you'll just be taking them a lot more frequent, and you can do without running that. So I would switch that out. What I do normally run is Cola Nut. Yeah, you'll see this a lot. You'll see this a lot now. Cola Nut, because you know the meta is Nuka Colas. Yeah, more so Quantums. Yeah, because they're OP. With Cola Nut, it'll grant me 600 AP, sorry, 600 HP. Where is my Nuka Colas? Yeah, so 600 HP, 300 AP, 45% water as well, which is good. Obviously, without Cola Nut, you're getting 200 HP, 100 AP. That's dog shit. Yeah, that is pretty OP right there. But with Quantums, it's instant regen. Instant regen. So, you know, if you're getting battered by Teslas and GPs, you need to be taking these to stay alive, because the velocity of that shit is just too much to handle. Yeah. You know, and I've not been using Quantums a lot. I'm fairly fresh to the hardcore PvP scene, so I ain't been running these a long time. But I'm getting into the habit of, you know, taking them now. Spam a few before you run in, and yeah, you'll take a lot less damage. You'll just, your health will start rubber banding, this and that, if you're not taking too much consecutive damage. But you need Cola Nut if you're taking these guys. The other one, now this is a very strange card. Guaranteed you won't see this a lot. But I want to give credit to my good buddy Tristan Howard from the Fallout Facebook community. He's like, why'd you not run that? It's like, well, you know, you're not generally that conscious of the time of day in game, do you know what I mean? But if you do find yourself between 6 PM and 6 AM, bang that on. Yeah, give you an extra 40 max HP, which is good. Yeah, the more HP you can get, the longer you're going to stay alive. Yeah, makes sense. You know, because if you look at the damage cap, the PvP damage cap right now is 110. Yeah, if you get 600 HP, that's 6 hits, essentially, that you're going to absorb before you die, as opposed to your standard HP, which is round about the 300 mark. Yeah, with all my buffs, I'm getting double HP, and it can go higher than that with some foods and stuff as well, but we'll talk about that later on. Charisma. Party Boy. Yeah, vodka, cranberry moonshine, Mountain Dew honey, no sorry, mountain honey, all grants plus 75 max HP with Party Boy. That's fucking OP. So get that in your quick wheel. There's a bit of vodka. What we got? Cranberry moonshine, there we go, plus 75 max HP. Mountain honey, plus 75 max HP. Vodka, plus 75 max HP. Now, do you notice a familiar trend about the alcohols I'm carrying? Yeah, you get them from your duped fucking presents. Stockpile that shit. Run Party Boy. Field Surgeon, you want your stims to work quicker. Yeah, this is a vital card. That, running alongside First Aid, just makes your stims work quicker and a lot longer. Now I run super stims personally because you want to regen more health over time, yeah. But that makes it work much quicker, and can be the difference between life or death. Yeah, you spam a couple of stims, almost as good as spamming your quantums. Yeah, with field surgeon. And then, of course, that synergizes with first aid. So any stim pack that you take is going to restore 45% more health. Yeah, I've worked it out, and with a super stim and first aid, it's going to regen roughly about 3 full health bars, 2.5, 3 full health bars. That's crazy. Do you know what I mean? So, and they work a lot quicker to begin with. You know, you'll get a much quicker initial burst with field surgeon. You need it. It's vital. Stabilised. Yeah. If you don't run stabilised as a heavy gunner build, then you shouldn't be a heavy gunner build. This shit is OP. It's probably the best, most important card for any heavy gunner build, which most people should know about. But heavy guns gain excellent accuracy. Yeah. So especially if you're running a gap plasma, you know, the spread on that thing is wild. Yeah. Let's whip the plasma out and I'll show you what that looks like. So you look at my spread there, right? Aiming, it's got a wider spread, which doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah, even in first person, it widens the spread. It doesn't make sense. So it's actually with the beam splitter, your GP has a better accuracy, not aiming down sights, which is very beneficial because I play in third person view, and you know, flying about the jetpack and not having to aim down sights is an absolute godsend. So I don't know where that mechanic came into play, but there you go. But see if I take stabilised off, what's the difference, right? Look at that, Jesus. That would fill a cave. That spread, it's ridiculous. Yeah. Stabilised. Yeah, much better. Much better. It's not just that as well. It gives your heavy weapons an anti-armour effect. Ignores 45% armour. That is ridiculous. Yeah? So even if you're running an anti-armour weapon, you know, you would generally think that, you know, you'd be ignoring 95% armour. Believe it or not, it's not the case. Now, I've not confirmed this myself, but it does make logical sense that there is a cap. I think it caps, like with an anti-armour weapon, it caps at like 70 or 75% armour penetration, which does make sense because that would be far too overpowered. It would render your armour completely useless, and that's not very fair. So, you know, from what I've been told, that's the cap, you know what I mean? So, what would you rather run? Junkies that are bloodied and still have that anti-armour effect? Or waste most of the effect of your anti-armour? Anti-armours are pish, forget anti-armour. But yeah, very OP card. That's stabilised. Action Boy, standard. You're running a jetpack for a start, so you want your AP regen as quickly as possible. Yeah. And there's a few things that I do within my build that help the AP regen, not including you know, taking quantums or anything. So, but that is a vital card, especially if you're jetpacking, and especially if you're running dodgy. Yeah, so these two synergize. Dodgy, if you don't run dodgy, you should. Avoid 30% of incoming damage at the cost of 30 action points, right? Now, if you've got higher AP regen, your dodgy is going to work a lot better. Makes sense. Through hiker, because I'm holding about fucking what, 300 quantums, something like that. 230 quantums, right? So for any food and any water, obviously through hiker reduces the effect of it. Or reduces the weight of it, sorry. So running a lot like quantums. I used to run box on this guy as well, until I went just pure PvP. Try to get my hands on some Hefe, but that would increase your damage further. But you don't really need that. Like, I'll show you my damage numbers later, and then you decide whether I need to boost the damage anymore. But yeah, all your alcohols, all your quantums, your Salisbury steaks, your canned coffee, sugar bombs, sunshine oil, vintage Nuka Shine, vodka, toxic goo. Yeah, that's only if I'm want to switch to bloodied, you know, quickly. But I don't use that very often. But all that, yeah, you need through hiker. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting at a fucking £1,000. And then this one, I switch it out now and again. Born Survivor, it is a very good card when it works, but I only run that if I'm not running Stealth Boy, which isn't very often. I'm in Stealth Boy more than I'm not, so then I would switch that out for level 2 Secret Agent, just make my Stealth Boys last longer. With that, they last 3 times as long. But Born Survivor, yeah, if you're dropping to 30% health, you're going to auto stim every 20 seconds, right? But to me, it's not massively required for a heavy gunner build. For a power armor build, because there's no animation for taking your stims. Yeah, so you can just hit the stim button and it'll stim. Yeah, so, and you're going to be stimming all the time anyway. Well, you should be. So, Born Survivor ain't massively important for this build. Secret Agent, yeah, get your Stealth Boys going. Luck, now this is an interesting one. You're probably looking at this thinking, where's your Classed Freak? You need Classed Freak. Technically, yeah, but I've invested in a lot of serum recipes, and I craft serums to use when in PvP to completely eliminate all the negative effects. Yeah, just for particular ones, the ones that are most important with the worst negative effects. So when taking the serums, don't need to run Class Freak. That's freed up 3 extra points for me to put somewhere else. I've put them in endurance, you know, because you'll probably not see many builds with that amount of endurance, you see. And quick note as well, the higher your endurance, the more max HP you get overall as well. That's why when in PvP, run an endurance team for a even more of a max HP boost. So it's all about endurance. But Bloody Mess, we all know Bloody Mess, extra damage, yeah? Starts genes for your mutations so you don't wipe them accidentally. One gun army, yeah. Now this along with stabilised is absolute fundamental. So stagger. At the velocity of your heavy weapons, you need that to be staggering. Because if you're staggering, that's giving you the edge. That's giving you a chance to finish the job. Cripple a limb, not massively important. Most people are in power armour or run adamantium skeleton, but it's all about the stagger. So one gun army, I'd say it's pretty fundamental to get the edge. It's not overly fundamental, but to get the edge, yes it is. Run one gun army. So that's pretty much the build. That's the setup. Like I said, you know, it's a bit of a weird one in some areas, but it works, it makes sense, and there's absolutely no wasted points whatsoever. No wasted points. Everything is in. It's a pretty close knit build. And if I want to switch it to Bloodied or to PvE, all that I'll do is I will take off one gun army and I'll put on Classed Freak, because I ain't going to waste these, you know, expensive serums for a bit of PvE, you know. One gun army isn't massively required in PvE, so I'll switch that out. And then if I want to run Bloodied, literally the only thing I'll change is First Aid to Nerd Rage. And then I'll drop my health to 20 and we're good to go. Yeah, so that's the only changes I'll make with my build, which is pretty simple changes, not a mass. And I'd take Party Boy off as well, and I'd put on level 3 Tenderizer. That's pretty much my queen setup. So yeah, that's pretty much the build, guys. Next, I want to talk about my gear. To me, one of the biggest things is weight management as well, inventory management. Yeah, it's a PvP build, so I don't need a million weapons with shit tons of ammo. You know, if I want to fight the Queen, I'll drop my health, go Bloodied, and I'll merc her with the bloody limb damage LMG. Yeah, It's the only weapon I need. Now, out of all the weapons I've got, they're all sitting in mules. Yeah, so inventory management. My two main weapons, JE Gat Plasma, JE LMG. Now obviously I use the I use the Plasma a lot more than the LMG. That's more of a fun PvP weapon. Like if it's not hardcore and I'm just melting fools or whatever, LMG, it's fun, it's great. And it hits like a truck if, you know, you can get your accuracy under control, because the recoil on it's fucking crazy. But beautiful weapon, even for a bit of PvE as well. Other than that, BT Plasma, I don't run a bloody build nest most of the time, so I barely even use that, hence it's currently an ornament at my base. GF Gat Plasma, that is my only, like, they two are my only PvE weapons that I need. I love the laser, and GFFR laser is broken. It's a magic weapon. It's really nice to use at high health or low health. So that's the weapons, but that's the two most important ones there. What's my power armour? Now I'm running T51. The reason I'm running T51 is because since the Wastelanders update, all the power armour had been rebalanced, like all the stats. So now, funnily enough, the T51 offers the best energy resistance. It used to be XO1, but now it's T51. Now, if you think about it, what are you fighting in PvP at this moment in time? It's Gat Plasmas, it's lasers, and it's Teslas, yeah? You're really coming up against handmaids now, really. So you want as much energy resistance as possible. T51, yeah? And it's just a bit of a bonus that actually offers the best ballistic resistance as well. So it's a no-brainer. The only difference here is I'm running the Legacy Ultrasight Jetpack left arm. And I'm just thankful that it sort of goes well with the T51 armour, as it's a variant of T51. Happy days. So what mods am I running? The chest. So this is one of the most important pieces of my set, and it's core assembly. Yeah, it's AP regen. Again, it helps with running Action Boy with using the jetpack. Yeah, makes sense. It's probably about the equivalent of running 3 powered pieces on body armour. So it's a really good mod, really good mod. What would your alternatives be? Protocols. I'm not a bloody build, I don't need protocols. Chances are if I'm hitting 20% health, I'm going to die. So therefore it renders protocols and the likes of Born Survivor useless. Core assembly, if you're running jetpack, for sure. Helmet. Nothing on the helmet right now, but what I meant to do was add sensor array. Yeah, gives you +2 perception. Now for a build with no perception, it's pretty poor because you want to be seeing reds from as far away as possible. You want to see your opponents coming. You need perception, that's the only downfall. But +2 perception, it's going to be probably the most beneficial helmet mod for a PvP build, in my opinion. What's your alternatives? Targeting HUD doesn't work for PvP, doesn't highlight players. And then the other one, which I used to use on my XO1, was recon sensors, which basically tags enemies like a recon scope. You used to be able to tag guys in Stealth Boy. That was a bitch that they patched that. So there's nothing else worth having in a helmet, plus a bit extra perception. Makes sense. Calibrated shocks. Don't know anybody that doesn't run calibrated shocks. Look at all the shit you're carrying. You need to carry, mate. Yeah. And the day that I don't need calibrated shocks will be the day I add kinetic servos for AP regen while moving. That's the only alternative I would ever have on my legs. And then of course that beautiful Legacy jetpack left arm. Vital. You know, running 2 chest mods is overpowered. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, You don't need anything else in your arms that are going to benefit you in PvP. The other arm, it's got an optimised bracer. Don't need it. I'm not a melee build, but it's there anyway. Yeah. And then nothing else really matters. But that's my armour. So what there's the stats right there. So what have we got? We've got 496 ballistic and 607 energy. Now, I don't know off the top of my head what the other resistances are, but I know T51 is the strongest power armour. This isn't including the T65. I'm not going to lie, when I get the T65 again, I'm going to be running that with the ultrasight jetpack left arm, because that offers the most resistances. Hold up, actually, I might be wrong. If I remember right, it's still the T51 for energy. I'll double check that. Anyway, if anybody knows off the top of their head, drop a comment. But yeah, I think this is still the best actually for energy resistance. So right now, 607, that is good energy resistance on its own. But if I'm teaming up with Strange in Numbers, if I'm teaming up with somebody with Strange in Numbers, it will boost my grounded effect, which is one of the mutations I run. So that will boost to about 650 energy resistance, which is brilliant, OP. And then you've got some magazines like Unstoppables 5, 30% chance to reduce energy damage. OP. So that's my armour. Aid, what am I running? What am I spamming? What am I stacking? That is the question. So right now I've got nothing pretty much active. You can see my HP there as well was only 320, right? I will boost that to over 600 in a minute. So I'm not running Class Freak. So what mutations am I running to eliminate those negatives? And it's Adrenal Reaction. Why? Because Adrenal Reaction gives me minus 50 max HP. Yeah, we don't want that. We want to be maxing out with HP. So I'll take an Adrenal Reaction. I'll take a Bird Bones. Why? Because it gives me minus 4 strength. It kills my carry weight. And it's not good. Plus, I've tried running without Bird Bones. Impossible. Yeah, you jump half an inch in the air, you're slamming right down. Like, it's shit. You need Bird Bones. Otherwise, you're just going to be staggering yourself every time you jump. And what happens when you stagger? Most of the time you die. You need Bird Bones. But I hate having all that negative strength. So I'll take a Bird Bones. That's a personal preference. Carnivore. I don't take that serum. I'm not asked for the negative. It's just what I can't eat. I can't eat veggies. I'm good with that. I run carnivore because there's some meats that I can take to boost my max HP, and even some OP meats like Scots beast meat, any Scots beast meat at all. I will. Oh, shut up, Bixby. I wasn't even talking to you. Yeah, Scots beast meat. You cook that. That's going to give you 600 HP. Yeah, I can sit there and spam Scots beast meat, and it'll do the exact same as a Nuka Quantum, minus the AP part. But it's pretty overpowered. And other things like I could go and find some hot dogs, and they will boost my max HP even further. So that's another reason that I'm running carnivore. Plus, it's easier to find meat and, you know, creatures if you're hungry than, you know, you know, some vegetables. Do you know what I mean? You get animals everywhere. You don't get vegetables everywhere. Personal preference again. But here's a big one. Empath. Right? I will take an empath serum just to eliminate that minus 25% damage taken. No, sorry, plus 25% damage taken. Yeah, that is a must. That is a must. When I'm on a team, if I'm not running an empath mutation, I'm taking 0 less damage, but 0 extra damage. So it just cancels each other out. Take that empath, and all you'll be taking is less damage. Yeah. Running a team with Strange in Numbers, that'll boost the the damage resistance to 33%. I've even seen it boosting to 37%. But I want to show you something actually. So see if I take that right now, it will show there in the active effects that it suppressed the negative mutation, but it doesn't show it in the actual mutation section, in the actual active mutations. So this has been tested, and the fact that it doesn't show that it's a negative there, it's just a visual. It works. It works. It's suppressing the negative, it's just not showing there. So don't be under any illusion by that, because otherwise it wouldn't show there. But it is. It's just a stupid visual. Welcome to beautiful Bethesda. What else will I take? I'll take a grounded. Why? Because when you're running energy weapons, you can't be living with minus 50% energy damage. No sorry. But you need the extra 100 energy resistance. So I'll take a grounded. That will eliminate that. Happy days. I'm doing full damage with my plasma. Healing factor. Yes, I'll take one of them, because look what happens if I don't take it. I apologise guys. Dry throat. Or this shit talking. Chem effects minus 55%. No good. Can't have that. You know, when you're running overdrive, cycle buffs, anything like that, you need the full benefits from them. Take a healing factor. Herd mentality. To be honest, I don't even know why. I don't craft them. So someone gave me them, but I don't actually craft them. Don't need them, because literally, see that -2 special solo. Oh, -2 special solo. Literally, all you got to do is join a team, and you can eliminate that effect. So let me show you something. So 310. So my carry weight's 310 right now. So that's me with -2 stats apparently. Create new team. Now I've got +3 stats. Sorry, +2 stats. So literally, all you need to do is set up a team. Even if you're solo, set up a public team, and you'll get the benefit of herd mentality. So you don't need to take that. Marsupial, I don't take the serum for that, because the negative is what, -4 intelligence. Who cares about intelligence? Yeah, that's fine. Don't need that. And then last of all, scaly skin. Take that anyway. Scaly skin, because that gives you the negative is -50 AP regen. Again, when you're running jetpack, AC130, it's all about AP regen. So I'll take a scaly skin to eliminate that negative. Yeah, so that is the reason I don't run class freak. What else have we got? So straight after I take my serums, which lasts for an hour, I'll take a Big Guns bobblehead that also lasts for an hour. Why? Plus 20% energy, plus 20% heavy gun damage. Yeah, so right now I'm looking at 279, which is pretty fucking OP. It's hitting damage cap all day long, like damage cap in PvP, damage cap against players is 110. Yeah, if you're taking my base damage here into consideration with their damage resistance, I'm probably hitting damage cap, most likely. So, you know, in terms of what I'm running at the moment, I don't really need to be boosting my damage much more than that. From then on, it's about resistance. It's about staying alive. Staying alive, staying alive. Stealth Boy Mark 3s. Yes, you want to be invisible to combat all these fuckwits with Stealth Boy Teslas. You know, I used to hate the builds. why I like this build. If you can't beat them, join them. Fight fire with fire at the end of the day. So, Stealth Boys, you want them to last longer? Secret Agent. Why is that only showing 90 seconds though? I thought it was, I thought it lasted longer than that, that's all. 90 seconds. And for some reason it's not updating. Don't tell me this is broken as well. Still showing 90 seconds. Nah, there we go, 4 minutes. So you get 4 minutes with level 2 Secret Agent. That's cool. Happy with that. Because you're actually, see, without deviating from the purpose of the video too much, there's a bit of a problem with Stealth Boys at the moment. Like, if you respawn or fast travel away outside render distance from the player in a Stealth Boy, it'll break the Stealth Boy. And then when you reappear back where that player is, they won't be showing in Stealth Boy for you. So, in a sense, in a way, it's not a bad thing. Your Stealth Boy is working less at the moment, because then you'll be forced to take them more frequently, which can potentially combat the Stealth Boy breaking mechanic, if that makes sense. So, yeah, but that's not the purpose of the video today. Formula P. Now, this is a very niche chem. Very niche chem. I don't use it a lot because, well, basically what it does, it increases your gun accuracy. So it'll tighten the spread. It does the effect of stabilised, but over and above that. So it gives you more gun accuracy. The only problem that I've got with that is the supplement that I use for my AP regen to, you know, fly, it counters Formula P, so I can't use Formula P with that, which I'll explain a bit later on. Super stims, standard. You need stims, especially supers. You run them with field surgeon and first aid, they're going to be overpowered. Yeah, spam them. It's as good as a quantum. Antibiotics, they're just there in case I get a disease. Med-X, don't use it very often, but if I do feel like using it, it's a main chem. I can stack it with like overdrive, bubble heads, stuff like that. It'll just give me 25% damage resistance. Overdrive, I've been using this for a long time, plus 15% damage and 15% critical damage. You don't need the critical damage effect for a heavy gunner build. You're not vatsing, but the plus 15% damage, that is vital. And that also stacks with Psycho Buff or a Psycho Tats. So Psycho Buff, that's the best one. If you want to max out your HP, Psycho Buff. For just a bit extra damage and a bit extra damage resistance, Psycho Tats. Yeah? They're all good chems. They're all good chems. Just adapt to the situation. Royal Jerry, random one. Berry Mentats, highlights living targets. Sometimes it works in PvP, sometimes it doesn't. Fuck knows, but I've got them there anyway. Quantums, there's your babies right there. Yeah, instant regen, instant HP, instant AP. You want to tank Teslas, you want to tank Gatling Plasmas, you spam the quantums. Yeah, keep them in your quick wheel, take them down again, or you know, if you're trying to be a bit advanced, open up your Pit Boy, and hopefully that you've got your quantums highlighted, and just spam the fucking shit out of them and get out of there as quickly as possible. Get back up in the air and just rain plasma. Yeah. Radaways, you need Radaways if you're taking too many rads. Cranberry Moonshine, yep, there's my alcohol. Plus 75 max HP. Yep, Mountain Honey. Canned coffee. AP regen. Salisbury steak, just to top up my food when it's getting low, keep that rejuvenated going. Sugar bombs, again, something for AP. Stockpile everything that benefits, like anything that that offers AP or AP or HP or fucking NAP, keep it. Keep it. You're running through hiker anyway. Yeah, it weighs nothing. Sunshine oil. So this is my baby. Yeah, this is what I use. This is my secret ingredient for my build. Instead of using other quantums, which most other people do, I use sunshine oil. Yeah, it gives me a bit of damage resistance and it gives me 400 AP. See, if I spam a couple of them, 2 or 3 of them, I can stay in the air for fucking time. Yeah. If it's laggy, I can stay in the air for about 2 fucking fusion cores worth. You know what I mean? Just spamming a couple of them. It is OP. It is OP. But most other people, they use other quantums with AP regen over time, which is something that the quantums don't offer. You see? But instead of me using other quantums, I use sunshine oil. The only problem with sunshine oil is it overrides some of the chems that I use, like overdrive. Well, it overrides cycle buff. So I need to take shit in a particular order. I'll take a sunshine oil to get the AP, and then I'll take my overdrive, my cycle buff, and that's great. I get the AP for X amount of time. But then when I need to take another sunshine oil, it'll override my overdrive, my cycle tats, or cycle buff. Yeah, so that's how OP just one sunshine oil is. Yeah. And what's the effect? See, I've got my overdrive, my cycle buff running, happy days. But you don't see the effect of the sunshine oil anymore because they override it. But here's what you should see with sunshine oil: damage resist plus 16 AP, and then it instantly overrides the cycle buff, which is a bit of a shame. But to get the AP, I'll just take a couple of them, take an overdrive, take a cycle buff, and then that'll last me for a good while. It'll last me for a good while. But then as soon as I take another sunshine oil, I need to retake my overdrive and my cycle buff. Yeah, pain in the arse. With Nukas, you wouldn't have that problem, nonetheless. And then what we got? Vintage Nuka Shine. Yeah. So see if I'm struggling for, if I'm really struggling for AP, I'll give me plus 50% AP regen. Decrease sprint AP. Unarmed damage, don't need it for that, I just need it for the AP. Yeah, literally, you just need it for the AP. So I don't take that very often, but when I do, it is OP. And then obviously over time you're going to black out, you're going to spawn away, but potentially you would have died by that point anyway, so then you respawn, you're normal, you're not travelling away. And then it eliminates the Nuka Shine effect. And then this is a biggie. 30% chance to avoid energy damage. So if I'm getting into PvP, pop one of these. I've just acquired these, by the way, so I've never actually used them, believe it or not. But yeah, does exactly what it says in the tin. Minus 30% energy damage. Interesting one, especially for the Teslas. But yeah, technically it'll eliminate some of the damage you're taking from plasmas, lasers, you name it. That, along with fireproof, you're taking less energy, taking less explosive damage as well. It synergizes. Good thing to have. And apart from that, that's pretty much it. That's my build. That's the shit that I run. I'm not saying I know how to use half of this shit, like fully, but I'm getting there. So it's a high health build. You want to see how much I can stack my HP? That's what we're sitting at right now. Oh, 500 max HP, that's not too bad actually, because I took some of my mutations. Let's boost that a bit. Let's take an alcohol. 575. What are we missing? Psycho buff. Oh no, I've took that already. What am I missing? Vodka. Chain reaction. Psycho buff. Right, I'm missing something because it should be over 6. Oh no, wait no. Aye, that's it. What's this? Ah shit, I shouldn't have took that off. Here's when that tunnel fortitude comes in. Comes in handy. 615 max HP. Double health basically. Double health. With carnivore, let's say if I go hunt down a hot dog, it's going to give me an extra 75 HP, so I'm going to be running 690 HP. Now, if you can get into the habit of keeping all that running, yeah, you're going to be fucking tanky. Yeah. So, there it is. There's the build. Again, I'm not saying it's the best build out there, but it works. And it's a good build. And I'm still trying to master using this build, you know. At the end of the day, it's all trial and error. But for the guys that have been asking me for a bit of advice and, you know, want to know my build, here it is. So hope you guys can take some tips from it. Even anyone else that's thinking about switching to a Junkies build, I hope this can help you guys as well. Any questions, any queries, any comments, drop at the end of the video, guys. So I hope I ain't bored you too much, but until next time, thanks again. Catch you later.